attack Joe Rogan, you mentioned the community benefit. You want to protect grandma, which I think is totally ludicrous and doesn't make sense.
Are you kidding me?
But
that's part of being 24 years old, right? Because you worry about yourself.
No,
it's not
grandma can get the
I'm not talking
vaccine.
about grandma that you don't know. I'm talking about grandma in your own household.
Yeah,
Grandma
she got the vaccine. My grandma got the vaccine.
Okay.
So
hopefully she's fine, but you still take that risk.
She's fine.
Or the grandmas, that maybe it's not that you come in close contact with. That maybe that they live in the household where taking the vaccine was frowned upon. Maybe, maybe they're an anti-vax family and you don't know it.
Okay, but if I had gotten the vaccine, I still would have gotten COVID, and I still could have passed it on to grandma.
But the chances, all the numbers are reduced.
For 1 or 2 months, they're reduced, and then after that, I can still pass it on to grandma.
Okay.
So
if it's 1 day, if it's 10 days, right? Then if you're reducing the death count, that's a positive.
But the grandma's going to get COVID anyways, and she didn't.
Grandma won't necessarily get COVID. Grandma, whatever, right? We're going to go around in circles. But I get
people were going to get COVID regardless of their vaccination status. You know this.
Yeah, not necessarily, but you can still be vaccinated and still get COVID. Yes.
Yeah, most people who got vaccinated also got COVID. Some estimates show it's like 99%. Like
it's not 99%.
Pretty much
no, it's not 99%.
Pretty much everyone, unless you're inside all day, you're not in contact with other people, you're in complete lockdown mode in 2025. You likely got COVID at some point.
Not necessarily, but in any event.
Yeah, but putting aside the community benefit, though, if we just caveat that, would you still have attacked Joe Rogan for saying young people should not get vaccinated? Like, do you think for young people there was a clear benefit, putting aside protecting grandma?
Yes, absolutely.
You still think there was a clear benefit?
Yeah, based off of what I see here, and based off of the fact that you're only giving one side of the story and not saying here's the other side. But yeah, right. So we'll let ChatGPT would have criticized Joe Rogan because ChatGPT says it's a greater risk.
For people 20 to 29, the infection fatality rate was 0.003%. Do
Okay.
you know that young people routinely participate in activities with higher risks, like swimming, horseback riding?
Yep.
So should they not do those things?
One's not transmittable; the other is. That is.
No, we're just talking right now about individual risk.
Communicable disease.
No, I said put aside the community benefit. We're just talking about
that. That's the whole point of getting a vaccine. There would be no need for a vaccine. There's no need for a vaccine for horse riding. Right? There's no need.
I'm talking about individual risk right now.
But there's no such thing as individual risk for communicable disease. That's the whole point.
We just went through the protecting grandma argument. I'm saying let's put that aside. Let's talk about individual risk now.
You can't. That's like saying, some people. It's just you can't. Like people are going to die in car crashes, but it's not.
You just said young people had a clear benefit. So I'm talking about the clear benefit. Okay, putting aside
the clear benefit is it reduces the chance of their relatives and people that they come into contact with dying or going to the hospital. That is a benefit. So, Rob, I'll ask it a different way. If you could do something that even for 60 days reduce the chance of people you came in contact with at your school or your events, would you do it?
If it didn't elevate my own risk of getting heart inflammation or serious adverse events, then maybe yes, I would do it.
Adverse events of a given adverse event, myocarditis, right?
If it was 0, then I probably would do it.
Okay, so your risk is 350 per million. Would you do it?
The best estimates for vaccine myocarditis was something in the range of 1 in 2,000 or 1 in 1,800 even, according to Kaiser Permanente and Hong Kong estimates.
1 in 2,000 is 500 in a million. So 500 in a million. I said 350 or 300. 500 in a million. That's your risk. 500 in a million.
And what's my risk of COVID? By the way, that's just vaccine myocarditis. My risk is something like 1 in 800 for serious adverse events. It's likely much higher for young people.
Not buying that study at all.
You can read that study, and the guy who led that study, he's a science advisor to Jay Bhattacharya, Joseph Raymond, and he would be happy to talk to you, I'm sure, about his study. Yeah. He'll talk to you.
I'm sure. Now, I'd rather watch him talk to all the people who disagree with him.
Sure.
And they probably still have the same position for whatever reason. Neither side is changing their minds.
Why do you get your chosen expert? I'll bring Joseph Raymond, who
I don't
works
have
at
a chosen expert. That's not how science works. It's not about having chosen.
the experts you talk to.
No, I don't have
Like,
experts that I talk to. I haven't looked at this. Like I said, I didn't prepare for this at all. I haven't looked at this since I talked to
yeah,
you.
I prepared for like an hour before this. Yeah.
Yeah.
The experts you talk to in 2021 to make your decision, I'm
The
saying.
NBA
Peter
brought them all
Hotez,
in. The NBA brought them all in, and those are the experts we listen to. I talked to a couple of people who actually worked on the vaccine, and so that's
Yep.
the feedback I got.
Yeah. Again, for young people,
And
there
I
was no
read the
clear
studies.
benefit.
And I read the studies. And again, like I said, Qatar, Israel, they're not saying 1 in 800 adverse effects. And you're saying effectively that every other country on the planet is dumb.
They were completely misguided by the data. And people who authored the Great Barrington Declaration, Martin Kulldorff of Sweden, Jay Bhattacharya, he's American, Sunetra Gupta from the UK, they had a much better
Okay.
and a
But
much
we'll just
stronger,
go with
more
that.
rigorous analysis of the
I got to
data.
go, but we'll go with that, right? That everybody else was misguided, but your chosen guys are right.
It's not that they're my chosen guys. It's that they had a better read of the
Okay,
data and they were
well, that's
vindicated.
your read of it, because people obviously disagreed. There were a whole lot of people around the world who didn't have
Sure.
the same read. So, and that's okay. We're allowed.
Sure.
That's what makes a market, right?
Right. So you were attacking Rogan because you felt like it was irresponsible
Yes.
at the time.
Yep.
Right. Even though all the serious
I
adverse
don't remember
events
what I
for
said,
young
but
people-
I don't remember what I said. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, if his whole thing was you shouldn't get it, I disagree.
If you're young and healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, 1 in 800 serious adverse event rate. That's the highest adverse event rate we've seen ever, pretty much, for vaccines. So we'll send you the study.
The rest of the world disagreed because they were misguided.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's end on that, because that's the perfect contrast.
All right. Okay.